This is the McGilvery Riverfront Cat Sanctuary. They built this building for these feral cats that they have here. There's around 30 cats right now. And originally, they lived, this site here was once maritime steel. And the cats lived here. And the men that worked here fed the cats. Well, after the steel plant closed, the cats were still here in the steel plant, but there was no food. So Mike McGrath and another gentleman got together, and they went in. They got permission to be inside in the plant, and they fed the cats inside the old steel plant for years. So McGilvery bought the property, and they leveled all the old buildings, and they're going to redevelop this land. And so anyway, the idea came to build this place, and they gradually moved the cats here little by little until they're all living in here now. So Mike's going to show up later and give us a little tour inside. And anyway, he has some cat facts here on this sign here. Cats are thought to have originated in Egypt. Scientists do not agree on whether cats were domesticated in ancient Egypt or introduced there after domestication. A male cat can begin mating when he's between 7 and 10 months old. Phoenician traders brought them to Europe to control the rat population. Feral cats means the cat is wary of people as they are accustomed to living on their own outdoors. The average lifespan of a domesticated cat is 14 years. If not maintained, a female cat can have 3 to 7 kittens every 4 months. The average lifespan of a feral cat who survives kittenhood without human care is less than 2 years. Outdoor cats live in family groups called colonies, where they're bonded not only to the colony but also to the environment. They have a sign here that they don't want people feeding the cats because they're fed properly every day and plenty of clean water. And feeding different foods to cats may cause medical problems that could affect the long-term health. So they don't want them fed. So he has his own food there. I donate money every month to help out buying the food. Our friendly feral stray cat community have decided to make this area of town their home. These cats have grown up and established their habits in the comfort of century-old maritime steel factory since has been removed. As a cat-loving community, instead of getting rid of the community of cats, we built them in their own space, which they can continue to live and play in the familiar environment and be well taken care of. So they have trap, neuter, release. Now these cats are all neutered, and they're returned here. Mike was able to get to people to donate to help out with the vet bills and everything to have these things done. So the number of feral cats, abandoned, stray, and unknown cats is estimated to be in the tens of millions, ranging from 70 to 100 million in the United States alone. Feral cat, they do pose a significant threat to birds, reptiles, and amphibians, and small mammals as they prey them. Well, they have to eat. So, anyway, this is where they now live, and so I'm just going to wait around for Mike to show up, and he's going to clean up the food that's left behind. He comes down every morning about 7 o'clock and he feeds them, and he's going to remove the leftover food because the raccoons come in and they clean up what's left, and they also make a mess. So rather than trap the raccoons, they take the food away. So we don't see any cats here now, but they're probably inside. And Mike built these little things here to where they run in and out, you know, and it's sheltered. See, they go in and out there. And they also have a thing cut in the fence so they can go in and out through there. And that's the one they use. So, and they also have one on the gate here. But that's the ones I see them use, these little things here. So they got another one here in the corner here. It's just they cut a little hole there. And in the gate, they made this one. So anyway, and it's all painted. And it's built, the building is built by the same company that built my shed. The Shady Lane company, the Mennonites. So I don't know if they got a hole cut here. Yes, they do. They have a hole cut in every corner, so they can get in and out. So we'll just wait for Mike to show up, and then he'll explain a little more what's going on here.
Hey, Mick, come here. Here, Mick. Oh, see. Like, he is really a feral cat.
Yeah.
I couldn't place him in a home.
No.
But when I get here, see where all the gravel's cleared away and it's just kind of a bare spot there?
Yeah.
He is laying there every night when I get here.
Okay.
Rolls around, I rub his belly and pat him and do all that stuff.
Is he way out this way, is he?
Yeah, just take your time, you might see.
Yeah. Yeah, there he goes through the fence.
Yeah. I think he sits over in the bushes all day. So tell me what you're looking for here. And
okay, we get the, you got all these boxes built with the straw in them.
Yeah.
Is there a reason why we use straw?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you want me to go through all that with
Yeah.
you? Okay. Okay, if you keep your distance from me, then I'll just do it like this. Okay. So, okay, let me think about this for a minute.
How long have you been at this now?
Yeah. I guess really late 2013. So,
okay.
So, what's that, 8 years?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Around the time you retired.
It was.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So you just want me to tell you?
Yep.
Okay. My name's Mike McGrath.
Yeah.
I retired about 8 years ago. And shortly after I retired, my wife and I were driving by the old maritime steel plant that was located on this property, and she noticed some cats around the entrance. I started feeding them, and I couldn't believe how many cats were coming out from cracks and crevices in the building. And really that's how it all started. A friend of mine, Bruce Robb, owned the New Glasgow veterinary clinic, and he said, you know, he said, if you catch them and bring them over and have them spayed or neutered, he said, I'll give you a good deal. So in the length of time that I've been doing this, approximately 8 years, I caught 100 cats on this property. All of the adults were spayed or neutered, and we found homes for all the kittens. There was about 30 of the 100 that were just what I would call too feral to find homes for. They didn't want to be domesticated. They liked this life. And it's really quite obvious when you spend any time with them just how much they enjoyed here. In the length of time I've been doing it, we moved the colony about 4 times within the buildings because the buildings were sold 2 times after I started, and they were progressively torn down. At the end, we were in one little building at the very back of the property, and the new owner, Jamie McGilvery, he asked me what I would need for a building, because he wanted to tear that building down as well. So as a result, I told him we needed a building that would be no smaller than 12 by 20 and well insulated. And this building was built by Shady Lane in the New Glasgow area. And the sleeping accommodations I designed after a chicken coop. So the boxes are built up off the floor. They are filled with straw. And straw, as opposed to hay, won't hold moisture. So if a cat gets in a straw bunk and it has some rain on it or snow or whatever, well, it'll wick off down through the straw, but the straw won't get moldy and it won't stay wet. So that's why they look like they look. It's interesting that on a cold day, if you looked in here through the cameras, sometimes there will be 3 or 4 cats jammed into a bunk, and that's for body heat. Now you can imagine if you get 3 or 4 cats in a bunk that's filled with straw and it's minus 20 outside, they're pretty comfortable in here. We feed them twice a day. I'm here every 12 hours. I get here around 6:30, 20 to 7 in the morning, and around 7 o'clock Lloyd Pence arrives. Lloyd used to work here, and he started feeding the cats years and years before I did, and he still comes and feeds them regularly. I come here again at around 6 in the evening, and that's what I'm doing now, and I clean up all of the food that's left, because if I leave any food, the raccoons, as Jim well knows, they'll move in. So now they'll come in through the doors. There's a door at each end, and they'll check around. If they don't find any food, they keep right on going. We haven't had any problem with the cats. The cats will lay on the bunks or lay on the shelves and watch the raccoons, and the raccoons just normally keep on going. Sometimes they'll upset a water dish or whatever, but that's really not a problem. We've been doing pretty well with them. So normally, if you tuned in to the McGilvery Riverfront Cat Sanctuary around 6:30, quarter to 7 in the morning, you'd see 12 or 15 cats in here having breakfast. And they'll come and go through the day, and in the evening, unless it's cold, there won't be too many in here. There might be 3 or 4 that'll sleep in here all year round, but in the winter time, if you watch the sanctuary feed through the winter, you'll see a lot of cats in here. So, of the original 100, and we wound up with 30 that weren't really placeable, and as I said, they're really happy. You'd see probably 15 to 20 cats sleeping in here in the winter. The other cats, some of them found a place across the street where they sleep, and some of them still go and sleep under the equipment next door at Century Saw.
Yeah.
Of those 28 to 30 cats that are part of the current colony, there's probably a half dozen that over the years have learned to trust me, and just as the raccoons trust Jim, these cats, I can pat them like house cats. But if a stranger arrives, they're just gone in a flash. You wouldn't even know there was a cat here.
Yeah.
So that's pretty well the story. These little houses, Jamie bought those. I think he got them online. They were meant to be outside, but really they're not designed to spend too much time outside. So if you see some nights, you can look in one of the cameras and that shoots inside this building, and you'll see a cat sleeping in there at night. So they're having a pretty good life. It's a lot of work.
It's a lot better life than what they had in the old building.
It's absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
If it was minus 20 outside, it was minus 20 in that building.
Oh,
I
yeah.
can assure you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it stayed.
Yeah.
A concrete and brick building, 100 years old. It just really held the cold.
I noticed in the cameras, I watch your cameras a lot, and you have the cameras going here 24/7.
Yes.
And you have 3 set up, 1 outside, 2 inside.
3 inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's 1 in each corner of the ceiling, and a low one here that kind of picks up the floor area where they're eating. So there's 3 inside and 1 outside.
Okay.
And they rotate on, I think 10 or 15 seconds a camera. Sometimes you'd like it to be a little longer because there might be something interesting going on, so you have to wait for it to rotate through the cycle.
Yeah.
But it's a great means of checking on them. I occasionally, as happened this summer, we had a cat that was sick that without these cameras I might never have known.
No.
But we have some very loyal followers.
Yeah.
Look, I don't know when they sleep, but I think there's people watch this thing 24 hours a day. And they'll send me a message through Facebook, and they'll say, Mike, I noticed that one of the black cats is kind of wobbly, and I'll catch it, trap it, take it to the clinic and find out what's wrong with it.
Yeah.
So we've done that a number of times. So it's been a blessing to have the camera and the building.
Yeah.
The building it's built with 2x6 construction, R20 in the walls.
Yeah.
So you figure you get 15 or 20 cats in a building this size, it stays pretty warm.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
So now let's get down to the how can someone donate to you to help feed these cats?
Well, first off, I have to tell you, because I only look after this colony, and we're like 28 to 30 cats, say, it's not a registered charity.
No.
So if somebody makes a donation, I can't give you a tax credit. But if you'd like to donate, I do have an email address for the cats, and if you make an e-transfer to that email address, then it goes to their bank account and it looks after food and medical expenses. But it's Feral Cats, New Glasgow. You know what? What is it?
Is it .ca?
You know, that's what I was just thinking.
Yeah.
At the moment, I can't remember what it is.
I'll put it up on the video.
Okay.
I'll put it up on the screen.
Okay.
What it is, because I have it at home.
Yeah, and I should tell you, I really appreciate what you've done by putting Feral Cats New Glasgow on your site.
Yeah.
Because I was going to tell you when you arrived today, a lady in Italy sent a donation to Feral Cats New Glasgow because she watches the Raccoon Whisperer.
Yeah.
Absolutely incredible.
Yeah. And now if they wanted to send you a money order, say an American money order, they could do that if they wanted.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think some of the American people that I have will probably want to go that route. Yeah.
Look, I appreciate anything that anybody would want to do, because it's just this colony is all we look after. But we go through quite a bit of food, you know, probably 300 cans a month plus. We go through a large bag probably every 9 days or so.
Yeah, I know all about food.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
Yeah, I know what it's like to, to feed this crowd. It takes a little more than and you have cats that belonged here, that at your home now.
I do. It was never my intent, but I'm almost embarrassed to tell you we have 6 cats at home.
Yeah.
And they're host cats, so that's 6 cats and 7 litter boxes, but most times you wouldn't even know we had a cat, because if a stranger shows up at the door, just like these cats, they're gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, the cats that I have taken from here, one in particular, when I caught her, she was really, really sick. And when I took her to the clinic, they were giving me the heart-to-heart talk that you just can't save them all, that they don't all make it. So I said, well, I'll take her home and we'll see how it goes. So it was around Christmas time, and I took her home and back and forth to the vet regularly till we got her some medication figured out, and my sister-in-law said to my wife, she said, you know, she said, if you give that cat a name, she'll probably recover. So we called that cat Tia, and I know it's hard to believe, but it seemed like after we gave that cat a name, she's got progressively better, and that's about 6 years ago, and she's doing really well.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
Well, Mike, I'm going to sign off here, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to add the address that you for here, and have your website up on this video so that people can track you down.
Well, that's really nice of you, Jim. I really appreciate it. Okay,
so this Mike McGrath, my former boss, actually, with Empire Company, and was a good fellow too. I like working for Mike. Anyway, we'll sign off for now, and we'll see this on YouTube tonight. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Alrighty. Just finished the interview with Mike McGrath in New Glasgow. The site that you can donate there's Feral Cats New Glasgow at gmail.com. That is the site that you go on if you want to transfer e-transfer money. That's if you're in Canada. But as far as sending a check, I think he has a PayPal account under Mike McGrath, MacGrath, and because he received some money from a lady in Italy. So anyway, if you you could do that, and but it's a charity very worthwhile. So thank you, Mike, for doing the interview with me, and look forward to seeing you again.